Welcome back to Live, Play, Stay in Salida, Colorado. I'm Jessica Chariton, your Salida Colorado Realtor. If you found a mountain property that you love with sweeping views and timber accents and a cozy loft, before you fall in love with charm, you need to know what an inspector is going to find. These mountain properties, what you don't see can actually cost you quite a bit. So if you're new here, this channel is where we talk about real estate, lifestyle, and what it's really like to buy, sell, live, or invest here in Colorado mountain towns, especially Salida, Buena Vista, Poncha Springs, and Nathrop, and all the little places in between, Howard, Coaldale, Cotopaxi. If you're house hunting in the mountains, this video will help you because mountain properties, though beautiful, can come with some risks, and you need to be aware of those. So think about some of the things that you should consider and you may not have because of the altitude, snow load, strong UV rays, and really large temperature swings, possibility of wildfire, slope side, and remote utility access. These stress homes in the way that places in suburbia don't. So an inspector looking at a mountain home will be checking on whether or not things are functional, but also how well the home might resist some of this environmental stress, like the snow load, water runoff, insulation, roof durability, heat to keep things from freezing and bursting in cold winter months, and so on. That might be especially important if you don't plan to be in the property year-round. So here's what tends to come up most often on mountain home inspections around here. The roof and the snow load. Is the roof strong enough? Are there loose screws or places where snow and ice and snowmelt has damaged flashing or shingles? And there's a lot of metal roofs around here. That's what the screw loose part is. Are there dams where ice and snow can build up? Is there a heating element to help with the load? Are there areas where the snow might fall down and damage things around the property? And roof integrity is just huge. It's a really big deal. You want an inspector that's not going to be afraid to get into that. And another thing on that is to think about if the roof is covered in snow and it's being inspected. What do you do about that? So you might want to schedule the inspection at a time when the roof isn't covered in snow. Now we want to talk about water drainage around the foundation because we have a lot of soil and clay. We have a thing here called bentonite clay that can wreak havoc on foundations. So good gutters, downspout, and grading are really important. Sometimes structural engineering needs to be called in to take a look at all of that. And then you want to look at exterior materials and their wear and tear because we have higher UV rays. Wood siding, trim, caulk, decks, all those outdoor surfaces really get hammered. And inspectors should be checking for warping, decay, rot from snow and ice sitting. And those things matter in the long term. The decks, porches, and balconies can be exposed to the elements nonstop, so wood deterioration and fastening. Now, wildlife and insect damage is also key. Inspectors will often look for gaps, holes, or weak siding that might allow rodents, birds, or bugs to get in. Sometimes they get down chimneys. And termites are really rare, but they do exist. And they're small, but they can be costly over time. So you want an inspector to at least notify you if they see any evidence of something like that. Let's talk about heating and fireplaces and chimneys. A lot of mountain homes had wood stoves or propane gas fireplaces. And so flues and ventilation must be safe and up to code. And inspectors will check for cracks or pore seals or draft issues where cold air is coming into the house because of how something was installed. And we always recommend that clients have their chimneys cleaned or swept prior to selling. But if you're a buyer, then we want to request that on the inspection. And one of the other ways that an inspector can help is looking at insulation. Good insulation can keep a lot more of your heat in the house and save you a lot of money over the long haul. And it's a really cheap fix to add insulation. And there's a lesser known issue to look at is their ventilation, because moisture can actually build up really fast when heat tries to escape and the cold and snow is packed and it comes back in, and then ice dams can form. So lots to think about there. If the home is on a well, inspectors will test water flow, water quality, check for leaks and pressure leaks, and septic systems also need to be checked. The condition of the tank, all of the piping going to and from, and the leach field. And we have septic guys that will certify the septic system, the entire septic system. So that's important too. We also have well guys that will do just the well if we want to schedule that. Electrical. Is the wiring safe? Is there wiring to outbuildings? Do you have backup power or a generator? What kind of capacity does it have? Inspectors can check on those things being up to code, and Salida really does have a lot of old houses downtown, and a lot of them have not had great electrical updates. So you want to be aware of that. Radon, mold and moisture. Every realtor's least favorite 3 words, but there can be mold in crawl spaces and basements and sometimes in attics where moisture builds up because of lack of insulation or ventilation. And then radon, some people have never even heard of it when they're moving here from out of state, so I'll likely do an entirely separate video on that. Odorless, tasteless gas that can cause cancer, so you want to test for that. The inspectors can preliminarily notify you of these things, and then we can get further testing done to make sure that it's not an issue in your house. So you want to work with the right inspector. I can recommend them, and then we can do follow-up visits with inspectors that are specialists in those areas. Wildfire risk and vegetation being cleared around the home is another big deal, and whether or not the property has a defensible space, because fire risk is very real in Colorado, and your homeowner's insurance can be affected by this factor. So an inspector can even check for that. When they look at roads to and from the property, how does that look maintenance wise? Is it really pitted out? Does it have pretty good grading? How hard is it going to be to get some gravel or rock or road base in there? Got to think about all those things. Now, if power lines, water lines, communication are older on the property, it can be risky because old wells, septic field, electrical, they can really degrade. So the inspector can help you even look for maintenance history. And what do you do with all of this stuff that the inspector finds? Well, first, try to attend the inspection and walk through with the inspector if you can, so you can understand what's urgent, what's cosmetic, and what's we can do this later. Look at the report carefully with your realtor. Use these findings in the negotiation to ask for repairs or credit if they exist. And I actually really like to ask for credit, meaning money, instead of repairs, because I want it to be fixed for the buyer the way the buyer wants it fixed. Of course, you're going to have to accept some flaws because every home has them, but you don't want to be walking into something that's going to be a money pit. So if you want a full printable mountain inspection checklist, what to ask, what to bring to your inspection, what items might cost a lot for homes in the area to get fixed, comment inspection below, and I will have that ready for you if you are a mountain buyer or if you're a seller and you want to preemptively take care of your property and be ready to have a good buyer come along. Don't skip the inspection. This is your real estate tip since you listened to the end. Even if the home looks perfect or is brand new, even brand new homes and ones that look like they've been well maintained can hide issues. Those deferred maintenance items can often cost more than you might expect, and then you'll be dealing with it in the resale. So don't do that. Make sure you get an inspection. Mountain homes are amazing, but they do come with some issues that are unique to the area. So if you're house hunting in Salida or anywhere in Chaffee County, these inspection insights will hopefully help you buy something you love and can maintain without any regret. Thanks for watching. If you found that this was helpful, please like it, subscribe, and drop any interesting inspection stories in the comments below. I will see you next time.